Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a trading card game. With so many decks to choose from, players have lots of choices. From structure decks to constructing your own decks, players try to take their deck to the top. With so many options, how do you decide? In this series, we shall be starting from 3 of the Fire King structure decks that give a powerful fire-based archetype that has lots of destructive capabilities. With a sole budget of $15 a week, we shall be showing players that it's possible to build a competitive deck to stand up at the top of the meta events. Follow me through this journey as we construct a deck to burn our way to victory, because this is Living Like Fire Kings.
We're not buying much today. We're just getting our finished playset of fractals as well as the last sure egg. We end up being at $14.74, which is really nice. I mean, it's still being under that $15 budget. And we are going to be changing the deck this time. So we're going to see you guys in the deck profile, and stay tuned.
So we're in the deck profile. This is a little bit different this time. We're going to be doing it over the actual deck way. So we're going to be starting off with a 2 Garuniks, still a 3 Kieran. I just want to be showing you guys this off because it does change quite a bit. The 3 Ponics. This is the very standard ratio. So the reason why we're doing these still is because you want to have the most access to Ponics. Your Kieran is the best card in the deck, and then of course Garuniks. You want to have 2 of them. I still think this card is absolutely mandatory at 2. I know you guys saw the deck profile yesterday of the Tri Brigade stuff with David. Shout out to David. He got first play. It was really cool. But we're taking a lot of inspiration with that as well. We have the Karis, and then we have the 2 kit. I do want to play this at 3, but unfortunately cannot put in the room. So that's why we're only playing 2 of it. And we also are playing the 2 copies of Nerval. Kit is the bridge between the Garuniks, or I guess the Tri Brigades, as well as the Fire Kings. You can destroy this from the deck, or even destroying it from the field with the island, and then getting to summon out your Garuniks when you search it. Is very nice, and you can also destroy it off the Kieran in hand, and this can dump the Nerval, adding the Karis, whatever you really want. And then for our Beast Warrior package, we are playing the double fractal. So as you can see here, we have 7 Tri Brigade cards. Pretty nice. We do have the double Arvada, and then the 1 Rangbali and the 1 Barong, as well as the double copies of Kieran, or double copies of Tenki. So the idea behind this, I'll be moving these to the side, showing you off my theory. So we have essentially, we don't need the 2nd Barong, we don't need the 2nd Rangbali. We are cutting down an Arvada, as well as not playing that 3rd fractal. So the reason why is that we have 4 fractals. We can also replace this and then move to this to here. So if you open up any combination of these 2, you automatically you don't need another Tenki. You don't want to ever brick on double Tenkis. So having the 6 copies and then also being able to overlap these into the 2nd or 3rd Rangbali really helps out if you already have a copy. It just really gets you whatever you need to. It also makes it very consistent. Instead of having 5, you have 4, which is the perfect number for my ratios there. So I guess I'll just be moving these back. Just wanted to explain the whole idea behind it. And of course, you play the 1 Barong. We don't need to play multiple copies anymore. Then we still have the 2 Fire King Islands. We are bumping down the Sanctuary. We are still only 1 Skyburn, 1 Circle. The 1-for-1. This one's actually better now because we can also summon up the Nerval, which is really nice. And then, of course, we are still playing the Call of the Grave, as well as the Revolt. Not much to say about this. We are still playing those 10 hand traps. We still have the 3 Ash Blossoms, the 3 Imperms, and the 3 Ghost Spells. This could be Drolls. It might be Drolls. Transition Rollback came out yesterday. Therefore, I kind of want to be playing Morgan Spells because Labyrinth is one of the best decks right now. Of course, that will change once we do get not Photon Hypernova, Phantom Dark, or Phantom Nightmare. I don't even know what it's called anymore. Obviously, that will change. But for now, we're going to be playing Bell because it hits everything compared to Droll, which does not hit on the lab deck. And then we are playing the 1 DD Crow because Shurag searches it, as well as it being a Tri-Beast for the card. And it really helps us out a lot, even though we're not playing the Send anymore. So we are cutting out, obviously, I'll just be moving it aside. So we're cutting the Prosperities. You guys saw the extra deck is a little bit more tight now and more important because of the Tri Brigade cards being there. So, we are taking out those 2 copies of Prosperity. We are taking out the Sanctuary, the 1 Arvada, and then, of course, the Nadir package. So, very, very understandably why we're not playing these. We're playing a whole different build now. Tri-Brigades, we have to play better extra deck cards. The extra deck now becomes more tight, therefore we're not playing Prosperity. The third Sanctuary is never really going to come up. We also don't have to send it off with like a Wanted or a Diabell Star, so we don't really care about it anymore. And then the second Barong is not necessary at all. You know, the grind game does help, but now you have multiple stuff we want to pop from the deck with the Garunix, including like a Fractal or a Kit in this circumstance. So never really needing that. And then we have the Arvada. So the Arvada is getting taken out, the third copy. Yes, it's really good for us. A lot of copies also only play one Arvada, but with the addition now of the Tenkies, we can cut down that Arvada due to consistency, so very nice. That's it for the changes in the main deck. Now for the extra deck, we're playing the Garunix entity, the Abyss Dweller. That's it for the XYZs. We are still playing the Link Kribo, Solemn Wolf and Heat Soul package. The Hita, this is my most cuttable card here. And then, of course, the Tri-Brigade package. And we are still playing the Super Polys. So the thing with Super Poly, it's really, really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. And a lot of players don't expect it when you're mixing it with the Tri-Brigade stuff, which is really cool. Mud Dragon is very nice, as well as for Abyss Dweller. People, like, I haven't made this yet. People forget this deck can make it. A lot of times, if like you reborn out Ring Valley with your Arvada that's being popped, or you summon out the Barong, you can like actually just overlay those, make it a Dweller, and that's just like really good against a bunch of decks. Extremely good against the Mirror as well. Double Dragon Lords, absolutely busted card, being able to bounce, and then of course the Search for your Trap. This can actually get you more extenders. You know, being able to special summon out an Arvada is low-key nuts. People don't realize that a lot. I did want to fit in the second Bear Brum, but I couldn't. So like the cards that we're not really playing are these, of course. We will be fitting them in. You know, we can play maybe more of a Tri-Brigade build. This is just not the Tri-Brigade build. So Hita is not very good because, as you guys can see, there's not much that we can climb into. That's like the important part. Like, we can't go into this. We just to take a big body or a Garunix from our opponent. If we have extra material, we can make it, and of course crash, search for a Kieran. But like, there's not much we can do with this. So I was debating over this over Dingirsu. And I ended up choosing this for just versatility. Being able to take one of your opponent's fire monsters is very good this format as well. I do have to fit in Appaloosa. So just letting you guys know that next episode, if you already have the Appaloosa, you can obviously put that in here. Also, you know, you kind of want to fit in a copy of IP. So we might be losing the Super Poly targets there. So like if you guys have the budget, you guys can go IP, Appaloosa, the second Farajit, and then really another card of your guys' choice. Could be the Dingirsu, whatever you guys want. Now to show off the side deck, I guess, but changing the extra deck, we're playing no longer these cards. So these are going to be going with the Endear package. And then, of course, this stuff here is going to be part of our keepers. We're going to be moving this along to like where we're collecting our stuff and showing off like what we can do. And Blue gets really good next format, or I guess next set, when we get the Permian Princess, and then we can do our stuff. Hopefully it's not that expensive of a card. You know, we kind of don't want to best spend our whole budget on it. But if we have to sling some cardboard, I guess we might have to get rid of maybe the Nadir pack. But you guys let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel about that. But that's going to be it for what we're taking out. Now for the side deck. 3 Nibs, 3 Drolls. We're actually now on the Duster package with the 2 Cosmic Cyclones. No longer playing those 3 Fire King Burn or Sky King Burns. We're still playing the 1 and then the 2 copies of Super Poly, as well as the copies of the Alpha, the Masked Beast. So I'll be explaining the reasoning behind these. So obviously, Sky Burns getting replaced by a Cosmic. That's not because we're playing less Fire King cards. You know, usually Barong plus this is a really nice combo. Ponix plus this is a really nice combo. But the reason why is with Lab being more popular, I don't want to have to rely on a normal summon or a way to get my Fire King on the field. I want to be able to activate this in the standby phase or the draw phase. So it's really important that, you know, you don't want to be able to like play around and wait. Now, this is still an amazing card because it is searchable, but having multiple copies of it is still fine. You know, you have one in the main deck, and then, of course, one on the side deck if you need to go against those back row matchups. But being able to hit, like, Fluandry is going to be a really popular deck coming up as well, due to the fact that it doesn't really get affected by the fire, and as well as also being dirt cheap. And then, of course, we have, like, a bunch of stuff that just activates in the main phase. If you're able to, like, hit also, like, against Fire King, being able to hit, like, the field spell, they can't protect with the Sanctuary. It's just absolutely amazing. That's why we're playing the Cosmic. It is going to still be on our radar, though, so important to note. As well as, you know, having to be able to hit the Runic Fountain is really nice as well. Not having to rely on normal summoning a monster is really cool. And then Alpha Mystical Beast. This is a beast monster. This is why we're playing it, and we don't need to play these anymore. So, Alpha Mystical Beast is absolutely amazing, because not only does it get rid of a body, as well as threaten the board, you know, so you can just bounce a card, summon it once again if they have the most monsters. You know, you can link it away for a copy of Verajit. If it's in the graveyard, it can summon itself out, or I guess you can summon it out with Shurag. If you have Shurag on the field and then they have something else bigger than Shurag, you can actually summon this out, bounce the card, as well as have the Shurag banished. This is, you know, a really good card going second. And then if they do find a way to get this in the graveyard, of course, it's just a beast. So you can use it for a tri-beast material, which is really nice. That's it for the changes this week. You know, a lot of more big changes, which is why we're going over the deck a lot differently. Hopefully next week we are able to pick up maybe another copy of DD Crows, and then seeing like maybe an Appaloosa or an IP. But we're going to be seeing you guys in the duel videos. We'll see you guys in a sec. So we are here in game 1. We are playing against Exosister, which actually isn't that great of a matchup for us. You know, we do have cards that move from the graveyard. Looking at you, Garunix. And of course, we have the Kieran and the Arvada. So definitely, you know, is a kind of a difficult matchup, or I guess not a difficult matchup if they don't see Shifter. But of course, you know, with Shifter and of course us triggering those Exosister cards not being the greatest for us. Before we dive in, though, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know, this is part of the gameplay. I guess you guys already have seen a bit of it. I'm in my editing mode where I'm just doing a bunch of the gameplays. Yeah, we're going to see some shuffling up here. Then we get into a high roll. We also are playing the Tri-Brigade version, so we have Revolt as well, which does trigger those cards. I'm not the biggest fan of the Tri-Brigade, I'm going to be honest. After playing it, I'm not the biggest fan. So I guess a spoiler alert of that here. But it looks like they're going to go first here, which they have a huge advantage, you know, being able to activate Prosperity off the top. Looking through 6 cards. If they don't have Shifter here, we do get very lucky. So they are going to be looking through that. And we do see a Shifter. Lots of trap cards being seen, though. You also know they have evenly matched in the hand, too. I could be mistaken, but they're going to choose Pack here, which is a really nice card. And then, of course, we're going to activate the Pack, which is going to let them pay 800 to be able to summon out a monster. Looking at Elise. Or probably Martha, yeah. Or no, they're going for Elise anyways, okay. And we're going to see them put the Caspatel on the field, and then Martha's already in hand. That makes sense. And they can be able to activate the effect, summoning out the copy of Elise, and they can overlay into the copy of the Spear. And this is going to be able to be a Spell Searcher, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, this one search for the monster, yeah, searching for Sophia. And you get to call a card off of the spell, and they call Nib here. Then we're going to see them go for the Micallus, and then Micallus will be able to attach to be able to search. I think they're going to search for a trap. Or no, searching for another copy of Pax. But then they can just go into their copy of the big rank 8. It's going to be the Magnifica, which is a magnificent card, and also being able to banish our cards is very good. And they're going to be setting 2 cards here and passing turn on this. You know, what is really good is that the Magnifica plus this Caspatel in the back row is going to be able to absolutely just shut down any of the cards that we want to be able to use. So like if we go even normal summon, activate the effect, they can just tag out. and then like, or let's say we go Fire King Island, they can just tag out, and then they can just call that card, and then all of a sudden we just can't use it, which is quite good. It's kind of like a cross out, but with the Magnifica, it does require a lot of setup. With the Magnifica, it does, be able to be that kind of stopping blowout cardish, if you so wish. But we're going to be starting off with a copy of the Nerval there. Luckily for us, we are playing the different build of it, playing those Tri Brigade cards. Tri Brigade cards are actually going to be coming up in clutch, because we can actually start off with the Tri Brigade cards. I don't know exactly what we're playing, and then we can bridge into the Fire Kings. So I was really worried here on my normal summon. I didn't have that much to play with at all. So I was like, if he just banishes this on the summon, I'm just cooked. So we're going to link away into the Nerval, act for the effect there. It's going to be searching for the Karis. They do get to read the Karis here. That's something else that's kind of unfortunate. They can just call the Karis off the Caspatel, and then we're just done for, essentially. We're going to activate the Fire King Sanctuary. Really looking back, I probably should have just scooped, them not knowing what we're playing. Then we're going to see them tag into the copy of Mikalis here. That's going to be banishing that copy of Sanctuary, making us not be able to put the island on the field. And they get to actually call a copy here of a card. I think they call them Karis. I guess I don't call Karis. They probably call Garunix, I think. I'm not too sure what they call. I do forget. But we're going to activate the effect of the fractal, or not fractal, of the Karis here. Discarding a copy of Kit. And then that's going to be met with a copy of the Pack. That's going to summon out the Martha here. We're summoning out the copy of the Karis. And then they get to overlay into the copy of the Bow, which is also known as the Abyss Dweller. And then we get hit with the banishment of that copy of Kit. But Abyss Dweller is really good in this format, especially against us. And we have really nothing we can do here. So we just scoop it up going into the game 2. Not looking great. So that's like the problem with the Tri Brigade cards. Is like, yes, they can do some stuff, but they also brick your hand a lot more than before. Like, I know when I was playing the Dogmatica builds, which is just a different build, I should say. All of your stuff is just targeted into one exact funnel. So all your water just drips into that, and then you're ready to just blow it out. You get your Pawnex, you do your Pawnex stuff, you get your Fire Kings, and like, yes, your power level, your ceiling is not as high as it is in a Tri Brigade build, but it is extremely more consistent, and to me, consistency is key. So something I'm looking back at playing the deck, which it is quite fun. Don't get me wrong, if you are playing the Tri Brigade build, definitely powers to you. But I did not find it fun at all. I found myself bricking, and I played 3 rounds at locals, and I guess you guys will be seeing what they are. We're only featuring 2 of the rounds here, but yeah, like the previous locals, we ended up winning the locals, which was really nice, which is like really cool. It was a 4-round locals, I believe, and we ended up getting first place, which is quite a feat with budget Tri Brigade, or budget Fire King, I should say. Obviously there is a little bit of luck related there. You have to make sure that you keep that into a factor. The stars quite literally have to align for a lot of the budget players out here. But Rarity Collection 2 did get announced for May, which is quite nice. 4 months away now, essentially, is going to be what we're going to get. I guess 4 months away from yesterday is when we'd be getting that. So I guess that's a little bit of congratulations in order. We might even see a Wanted, probably not, in there. Maybe a SP Little Knight. It is those going hard staples. We did see that they're going to be putting access code in there, which is a lovely addition for any of you guys. But we're going to be going first here, activating the Tenki, and this card is the best card of our deck. Searches for Arvada and the Fractal. We can get hit with Droll, which is kind of unfortunate. We're going to go for the regular Tri Brigade plays, and if you guys haven't seen it, it's just Fractal, going for the copies of Kit, and then going for the Nerval. And the Nerval can add us any copy that we're missing here. I think we already had the the Circus in hand, so we added another copy of Kit, which is a fire for the Fire King Island, which we're going to activate the effects. And now we have 4 links, or I guess 4 Tri-Beasts in the graveyard. We're going to then summon out the Grunix, activating the effect here, and it's going to get met with an Imperm. Talk about a crazy hit. I personally would have probably saved it for the copy of the Circus that we are normal summoning, kind of important. But they do have a DD Crow in the hand. Now let's just see if they can use it properly is the question. We're going to activate the effect of Circus, banishing 2 for cost, going for that copy of the Bear Brum. And we are thinking here, so this is the parts where it's not the greatest for us. If we linked away for the copy of the Ferrigite, we would be able to trigger the Bear Brum here. But I really like that you can just XYZ with them. That's my favorite part of this, is you could just XYZ with the Bear Brum, or with the Bear Brum, with the Circus, and then you can just summon out your Sprite monsters. I need to play Tri-Sprite again. That deck was so much fun. But we're gonna go for a copy of the Ferrigite, and then we get to search for a copy of the Revolt, which is quite crazy. And then we set 2 cards and pass here. We have nothing else. We had a Ponix in the hand. We could have special summoned out with the copy of Ferrigite, but it doesn't look like we have very much. And then there's going to go Battle Phase. And I was like, oh, Dan, you don't have it. You don't have it. Dan and me are great buddies here. But he does have the evenly match, unfortunately, there for us. And we're going to get absolutely cooked by it. A lot of the times in the other builds, you have multiple copies of those cards. You have your Kieran in the hand that you have. You have your Barom that you're adding. You have your Ponix that you had back from the grave. You had cards in your hand. That's your advantage. But we just lost our entire field, including 1 Grunix. Very important there. And we left a face-down Revolt, because it will get us an additional follow-up as well as interruption here. So they're going to be summoning out the Sakitama by normal summoning out the Arama. I don't even know what it's called. Atisma. I don't even know. But the spirit monsters there, they're going to summon it out, and this is most likely going to get hit with the Revolt. Definitely banishing one of those cards. And for a second there, he picked up the card. I thought he had Bell. And I was like, there's no way. So we're going to be summoning 4, then going for the copy of the Shurag. And then we can declare some Chainlinks here. Chainlink 1 Shurag, of course. Chainlink 2 is going to be the Nerval. Then Chainlink 3 is going to be Kit, just because we don't want to get ashed. We are on 0 cards here. If they add an ash, we get extremely hard punished by this. So just dumping that additional material. And then we realize actually we can't do that because we don't have any more names in there. So we're just going to be adding the Fractal, unfortunately for us. Kind of important that you guys do realize your plays. But we do banish, which is quite fine still. If they had anything else to be able to use, we would have gotten a very hard punish. But they just have that Crow in the hand and a Martha. They're going to go end phase and bounce. We can't kill. And if we do kill, they still have in the next game. So then we're going to be summoning out the copy of the Fractal here. And they look in the graveyard. They definitely, we have enough. They don't need to bell anything or crow anything. So we're going to be banishing here. Banishing 2. Summon up the double Dragon Lords. And I believe this is exactly enough to leave them at 15 life points. We have a 3,019 and a 16. So that does add up to the 65, which is extremely unfortunate for us. If we only had a little bit more to be able to crack back. But it does leave them so they're only able to activate a Pax and then an additional card. They won't be able to pay that life points fee with it. But they are now on a 1-turn clock. As well as having that double Dragon Lord bounce still. So we have an interruption, but we don't have any way to kind of trigger the Shurag, unfortunately. I was thinking about maybe linking away, but we don't play the second copy, so we can't even do that. So, we're just such in a bad position here. Not playing those Tribute cards, not playing any of the really extenders. especially not seeing any of those Fire Kings other than Garunix, which we didn't really see. We just saw a copy of the island, which can just destroy Kit. So, like, you know, really, it doesn't really, one card doesn't do anything. We're going to see Martha summon out the Elise, and then we can double Dragon Lords this, and then we're like, this can summon itself. I'm like, what? And so it's like, okay, well, we're just kind of in trouble regardless here. They're going to make sure that if they XYZ summon, they don't get hit with that copy of Shurag there. That would be kind of important. But we're going to see them go for the Mikalis here. And then we're just like, can we read the card? I was like, actually, I don't even want to read it. This always has 2 effects. And it's worded really, I think it's worded really poorly, to be honest. But that's just me. But we're going to be seeing Double Dragon Lord activate its effects. And we're going to send the copy of Shurag here, which might be a mistake. But I was like, okay, if I get rid of the Double Dragon Lords, then that's just it. That's gone. If I get rid of the copy of Fractal, then they're just going to get rid of my copy of Shurag here. But if I get rid of the Shurag now, then I can search for the Ponix, as you guys can see. And then when they get rid of the Fractal, I can then summon out the Ponix. But they just have the talents to take the Fractal, and that itself is going to be enough. You know, I can't destroy my own Fractal. So, you know, Fractal won't be destroyed. And they just get the normal summon out. Plus, this thing's a level 4. Like, talk about perfect for them. Definitely should have thought about that. I could have played around talents by sending the copy of Fractal. Not that I think it would have mattered. You know, then we would take the copy of the Shurag, or even take the Double Dragon Lords and start linking up too. I mean, there's kind of important to note, but they're going to activate this the white one, whatever it's called, to then summon out. And he goes, "Can I use this?" And I go, "I don't think so. You have no Tri-Beasts engraved." But they're like, well, if I could, that would have been pretty sweet, to be honest. They're going to make the spear one here, and that's going to be able to search. And that's going to go for a copy of the Elise. Then we can normal summon, or get the Elise out on the field, then go for the Mikalis once again here. Activate its effects. Search. And that's going to be a trap, and the trap is going to finish us off here. They can then go into Magnifica. Magnifica can do the pokes. And then at that point, we are just screwed up. I think we're down to like 35 at this point after the attacks. So it's like 56 total, minus 16, so we are down to 4,000 exactly. They're going to set a Mistress card and pass turn. And not to mention, they also have the Crow in the hand that we haven't even like really paying attention to. Like, we haven't seen it. I didn't know that this game. But we're on one card in Ponix. So like this card has to be a great card here. We got the normal summon with the Ponix, activate the effect, and they're going to be showing us that they have the trap. It's not being flip face up, though. I want to point that out. But they are just flexing on us that we have the trap. Like, bro, come on. He goes, I'm just reminding you what's going to happen here. In case I want to read it. Then we're going to search for the circle. This is going to try to play around the targeting banish. But, like, we're running quite literally on fumes. We also don't even have our Garunix. So, like, that's just already unfortunate for us, I suppose. But yeah, definitely game over for us, especially when they have double banish. I always forget about that. We're looking into this. We're like, okay, you know, I can't really go for my copy of a Link Kuriboh. But we do have a copy of... It looks like we have 2 spells in hand. There's no way we end up searching. We end up searching Circle and because we drew into Skyburn. We're gonna set one card. Spoiler alert: it is the Skyburn. They're gonna activate the effects here to banish, and that's gonna get met with a Circle here, trying to target, and we can get for the Fractal out, which can do us some stuff here. But they do just hit us with the DD Crow, and that's that. We have the Super Poly, but it's not going to be enough. I was thinking, of course, maybe if I Super Poly their stuff, it could be quite good. But we don't have a card to discard, so it's just going to be passing there. There might be a world where we just actually keep the Circle in the hand, but chances are we thought they were going to banish the stuff, which is fine. We ended up getting destroyed by Exoshifter without even seeing the Exoshifter, which is actually my first time losing to the deck, which I'm quite sad about, being, of course, in the budget series. But huge shouts to Dan for being that player here. It's absolutely just destroying us, and of course, they start showing us their side deck. But moving out, slide pun intended, to the next game here. This is actually game 3. We're cutting out match number 2, I should say. I guess it is match 3, because match 2 was a disaster. It was full of misplays. I was getting frustrated. It was against a pure Tri-Brigade build. I don't even know what the was guy doing. It was like Tri-Brigade, Runic, or something like that. It was bizarre. But we're going to be starting it off with a copy of Tenki. And this is against, I believe, the pure Kashtira deck. One of the decks that like topped a regionals. It's like the Kashtira with the copies of like Redox and other stuff like that. You know, those cards. They are back, which is quite cool. I guess Redox as well as the Fire one. Are extenders, if you wish. I didn't quite see if he was playing the Wind one. I know, of course, title is banned, but we're going to be seeing that us do the Ponix plays and then go for the copy here of Skyburn. We're going to activate the Field Spell, and then Field Spell is going to be activated. In fact, destroying the Ponix, getting rid of our Chicken Nugget for a copy of the Big Chicken. This is your turkey dinner here. We're going to activate the effect, destroy. What are we going to destroy from the deck? We're destroying a Barong. We already have our Tri-Brigade lines set up. We are rolling smooth, and all steams are ahead. We have a Karis that we can extend, and this deck just feels great at the time. We then have the Circle that we can destroy. The copy of the Garunix summon out the Kit. Talk about a combo. This is a combo. Kit effect can then activate here, banishing 2 cards, summoning out the copy of the Bear Brum, I believe. I probably should do the Bear Brum. We have the copy of, yeah, we do Bear Brum here. And then Farajit, what are we doing? Yeah, that's definitely not right. So this is the line if we have Appaloosa. We do not have Appaloosa. So definitely here the plan is that you actually just go for the copy of Bear Brum first, and then you link away into the Farajit, and then you get the special summon out. But you do get locked, unfortunately, into those Tri-Brigade cards. This does not lock us. But, you know, we don't have any lines. So, like, at this point, what are we doing? We then go for double Dragon Lords here, and then we have to find a way to link away. This is also a sprite line, if you guys are wondering. But, like, we're here forced to link away into a copy of the Hita. It does nothing for us. And then we're going to be able to activate the effect of the Bear Brum, which can get us to a copy of the Revolt, which is kind of cool. You know, this definitely is not what you see every day. A Hita being on the end board, turn 0. Like, what are we doing here? Double Dragon Lords is there as well. We do have the Barong and Ponix during the end phase, which is quite nice for us. Or I guess during the standby phase here. Don't want to forget about it in the end phase. And then we're going to be activating both those effects. And then we're going to be to search for the Kieran here. And like this is the full combo. Unfortunately, instead of a Hita, it should be an Appaloosa, but surely you guys can forgive us. Forgive the budget. If you guys have that $15 or whatever, it's like $4 extra, throw it in there. Treat yourself. You deserve it. But then we're going to summon out a Fenrir. we're going to activate the effect of Revolt right away. We can go for the copy of Bear Brum because it was summoned properly. Unfortunately, we cannot go for the copy of the Ferrigite, though. But that Nerval is going to get on the field. We just wanted to keep as much as we can banished possible. So we get that better search, but we're going to go for a copy of Shurag. And then we get the Shurag 1, Nerval 2. And we also going to be dumping off the kit, dumping the Nerval, adding the Fractal to the hand, and then we get to banish the Fenrir, which is quite nice for us. But I think they have another Fenrir in the hand, if I'm not mistaken. I see the Tier Cache, and I was like, at this point, I didn't know what he was playing. He could have scooped. I would have never known. It would have been crazy game 2, but definitely going to be playing it through. Having the Tier Cache, at this point, I'm like, what is going on? I know he's not playing Tier. But they're going to summon out, banishing the copy of Theosis. Theosis can then activate the effect, adding back that copy of the Fenrir. And they're activate the effect, banishing, and they do hit a Lava Golem, which is kind of cool. Like going second card. And of course, the Droll and Lockbird for people who are back to playing it. I definitely think it's going to be put back in my main deck. Bells are quite good, and of course, they are one of the options that I would most likely do here. But where they're going to be banishing a fire and then a copy of an earth, which is cool with Lava Golem. It's not just a going second card, it's also a fire for the copy of the Fire Boy. It is the Year of the Fire, and he is coming back out. Blaster is on the field here, which is a level 7 as well. Kind of crazy. And at this point, we're like, okay, what is going on here? Like, what are we doing? We have the Kieran that can activate the effect. But we are going to activate the Double Dragon Lord, sending that Tenki for free, bouncing back to the hand, being like, yeah, have fun. I'm not letting you have another level 7 on the field. I'm going to do everything I can so the level 7 does not touch the field. I do not want to see a big eye. I don't want to see anything. They're going to be summoning out a Tribute Lanius. Now, I'm not too sure what this card does. Like, what's the point of it? I think it does get you into a level 4 or a level 7, depending on what you want. I know that some people were saying that you can play Dweller with this build. You go like for the Raid Raptor level 7, and then you summon this out, and then you get a level 4. And then you just do not change the level of the copy of Rise Heart. Then you can just overlay them, smack them on top for a Dweller. But we do our Garunix play here, destroying the Kieran. Then Kieran's going to be destroying itself to then be able to destroy that copy of the stuff. And then we have the Skyburn as well here when they do summon out that copy of Fenrir. And yeah, they end up admitting defeat. We do take game 1, which is quite nice. Nice seeing the combo. I'm glad I got to show you guys that off. When the deck does play, it does play nice. It does play nice. I will say that. But when it doesn't play nice, you get a handful of bricks. And I don't know if you guys have ever played Tri Brigade, but try opening up just garbage. Like, I don't even know how to explain it to you. You already have some bricking problems with pure Tri Brigade, or I guess pure Fire King. You could look at your hand, and your hand could be like Garunix, like Garunix, Skyburn, and whatever, Bell. Your hand could be like Barong, Arvada, Tanky Garunix. Like, your hands could just be bad hands. Then, like, you do have, obviously, your kind of combo pieces. You have Sky Island, Fire King Island. Amazing card. Insane starter, really, to be honest. You have Ponix, another insane starter. You have Kieran, which is essentially a starter. I know some people are like, oh, Kieran's not a starter. But it destroys your fires, and most of your fires trigger when they get destroyed. It also produces a 24 body. And then, of course, there's stuff when it's destroyed, which is really important as well. And then, of course, you have like other stuff in your deck, like the sanctuaries that are islands. But we are going to be starting once again going first. Kind of interesting, not that unexpected for Cash, to be honest. You always have to be kind of prepared for this. They do have those big bodies on the field, so if they summon them out, they can put a lot of pressure on the field. It's just way better that way. But we are going to be activating the effect, destroying the kit, summoning out the Garunix, activating the effect here, and we are chain blocking, destroying the Barong, and we did chain block incorrectly. We're supposed to be blocking the kit from playing, because if we don't, this is what happens. That's great. That's great. Amazing, right? We got a Barong search. Wow, that's incredible. We don't care about the Barong being destroyed. We don't at all. We could have gotten the kit, and then kit would have gave us Nerval. Nerval would have gave us a copy of anything that we want. We normal summon with the Fractal. Then we can activate the effect. We can summon out the copy of the Bearbrum. Link away into the Ferrigite. Bearbrum effect search. We could link away, or we could just do nothing. If we already had the copy in the hand, we could just go for double Dragon Lords and then pass. But instead, we got Ashed, and Ash is that. And now we have a dealt with a Birth, a Unicorn, a Fenrir. We did Imperm, it doesn't matter. They have it all. They're going to Fenrir search for the copy of Rise Heart, which, by the way, did you know this card's $20? Someone was seeing the prices of these cards, and it makes me want to do market watches again. Let me know if you guys want to see some market watches. Didn't do that well the first time we tried it out here, but we are in some trouble. I'm here thinking, what am I going to do with this? They're going to go battle phase, and they're going to attack, banishing our copy of Grunix, which is very important. They're going to attack with a Unicorn. They cannot activate the effect. It is under the Imperm. Having that Birth already is quite good, but Birth is crazy against Fire King. It's also crazy against Snake Eye, so if you guys are playing that, definitely be careful of the Kashtira matchup. It has quite a decent matchup, next format as well. And a lot of people are like, well, this is a fake format. I don't really believe in that term, but that's fine. You guys can call it whatever you guys want. We're playing a card game about fake stuff. This is a cardboard card game. There's nothing real about this. We're going to go for a copy of Annihilation. Annihilation is going to be able to activate the effect Destroying. And we scoop it up, realizing the game is over. And we've lost every match today. So, moving on to Game 3. Yeah, that feels great, thinking about that. We're currently 0-2, and now we're going to Game 3, where we do have the upper hand by getting to choose what we want to go first or second, but there's no options. Because we go first, which they can expect, they have those powerful going second cards. We can't beat a Fenrir. We can't beat a Fenrir without a copy of Skyburn, so that's a huge problem. Then, secondly, we go second. Well, we still can't beat a Fenrir, but instead of the Fenrir going to be banishing one of our end pieces, if we make them go first, we can play those board breaker cards. Well, I have to draw one of those 6 board breaker cards, and that's not what we're looking for. Plus, they might think we're going to make them go first, and that way they'll slide on some stuff. Because guess what? Shifter FTKs us. Not just FTKs Fire King, it absolutely FTKs the Tri-Breed build. So we choose to go first and hope that it just doesn't have it. Hope that we can set up our stuff. We activate the effect of Sanctuary, put in the island on the field, and guess what? We get hit with a... I'll let you guys just see, but we're going to activate the effect here, I believe, or we're going to explain. Okay, they ask us how it works. We explain the interaction. We're going to activate the effect. I hate Shifter. I hate Shifter so much. Konami, please ban this card. These are not fun floodgates. So it sells to resolve, so we just banished a copy of Ash. Whoopee. This is what I'm looking for, and we've lost this game. You guys can spare your time. Your time is precious. We search for a Ponix. We can then normal summon the Ponix and search for a Skyburn. That seems great, right? We do have also the Garunix. The Garunix can summon itself out. We can destroy a card from our deck and get no effect. We can gain that whatever attack boost that we want and not have anything there. But most importantly, we have a body on the field for that. We can banish off the Skyburn. Then we're in a normal summon with the Ponyx, activating the effect, getting the Skyburn. And it's not like you can just quit. You just have to set it. Don't give up. Never quit. You know, maybe he has nothing. Maybe he has a hand full of Shifter. So, of course, we try playing it. We set it, but it's going to be no avail. We are going to be losing here, and that's going to be that. But we're going to see a Fenrir being slapped down. What a hard card to beat. We have to do it right now. We get rid of it. We get banished the Fenrir. We banish the Ponyx. Summon out a Unicorn. Unicorn activate the effect. We have nothing. We have 0 cards in hand. They get to go for a Birth. Birth bring back the Fenrir. They didn't activate the Fenrir. Oh, we have 2 cards in hand. Okay. My bad. My bad. They can activate the Birth. Birth can bring back out. They also summon out the Rise Heart, too. They're going to activate the effect, banishing 3. And they banish the Scareclaw Kashtira. Or, they're flexing on us. They're going to banish the Osis, aren't they? And we scoop. They hit Kieran. And we're like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And they go, 3 of a kind! They had 3 Fenrirs in the hand, which is interesting. But it is what it is. We opened a Revolt and then another Island for those 2 last cards in the hand. Definitely not the hand you want to play facing a Shifter. But that's fine. I mean, my experience with the Tribe Brigade deck is not the greatest. I'll give it another shot. You know, we will be able to fully complete it next week. Yeah, obviously, you guys saw a little bit of misplays. Let me know in the comment section down below. Obviously, I want to get better at the deck. But it just, unfortunately, may not be for me. We might be returning to Dogmatica or trying out a whole new build in the, not this next episode, but the following episode after that. I might have some little spice underneath my sleeve. Or we could just be going back to Tribe Brigade. Let's see. Or we're going back to Dogmatica. Anyways, let's see. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video regardless. Getting to see my ass getting clapped. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Peace.